Hey, it's a beautiful afternoon here just west of Santa Fe, New Mexico. We're at the Tank Trap Run and we're talking with Dixon Patrick. Dixon, tell us a little bit about the Tank Trap. What is it exactly?
Well, along one of the canyons up here west of Santa Fe, they have several different dams, and what they do is they trap water for the local animals. So around this one, we're not going to go through the dam, we're going around it. Sort of one of the ironies is there's more water trapped on the downhill side than there is on the uphill side of this one.
Yeah, and not only that, but as you can see, we have had some rain here recently, just yesterday and last night. So normally, there may not be this much water in this thing. You guys have actually done this run when it's been dry, correct?
That is true. There's always just a little water up next to the bottom of the dam, but today is about as much water as I've ever seen.
Should make for some exciting four-wheeling, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what kind of obstacles, as we go up this trail, what kind of stuff are we going to be encountering?
We consider this a medium trail. Most Jeeps have about a 3-inch lift, about 33-inch tires minimum. Anything less, you bang around a lot, but people have made it. This obstacle through here, as we'll see, is about the hardest one on the trail.
Right.
And the rest of them, because of the dips and water out there, it'll still be a good challenge.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it's going to prove to be somewhat of a challenge for all of these guys here, but they're definitely equipped well, and it should be an exciting run right up the mountain here. So hang out with us and take a look.
Let's go hit the rocks.
Let's do it. Well, as we said earlier, today's trip will be a wet and muddy one after last night's rains. And as you can see here, there's a lot of standing water, so this is going to make for a slippery, adventurous trip. But the sun is out today and the sky is beautiful, so this run ought to be breathtaking. It's time to air down, and Dixon, the New Mexico Four Wheelers Vice President, has a few pointers.
So we air down the tires so they'll be longer and have a little more traction, and it soaks up a lot of the bumps, so it makes it for a smoother ride. Several different tools. This is one of them that pulls a valve stem out to deflate the tire rapidly. Some of them have automatic deflators that you preset. Normal air pressure is around 28 pounds, and when we deflate them, we get them down around 15 pounds, and some people go as low as 10 pounds. What you want to do is not make it so far that it will unseat the tire. Something else that we do is sway bar disconnects. This is your sway bar that keeps the front of the Jeep stable on the road, but off-road we like to make it a little less stable, allows the tires to droop. So most of them, this is an extra part that comes with a lift kit where we pull the pins out and the sway bar comes off. We disconnect on both sides. And then we lift it up out of the way.
With our tires aired down, the sway bars securely in place, and the morning sun shining down on us, it's about time to take off on our adventure. But it's time for the traditional mud shake shuffle first, and then we're off and on our way.
Yeah, this ain't working.
I'm just digging a hole.
Our first stop on our trip, other than those bushes we watered about a mile back, is an overlook of the Rio Grande Canyon. If you look closely, you can see White City. Bandelier National Monument is across the river as well. This view is breathtaking, and it's a great perspective of how powerful the Rio Grande River once was. Just think, it's taken years for this canyon to be created, but man, what an amazing view. Well, our break is almost over, and we're moving on to the next obstacle known as the tank trap. Check out the mud we picked up just at this point. So far, we've cut across the mesa, but now we're about to drop down into a small canyon that's referred to as the tank trap. Today is going to require a recipe of vehicles that are built to take on this obstacle, as well as some skilled drivers. And fortunately, we happen to be equipped with both. Each driver is spotted and directed by the other members of the club who stand around the vehicles to help guide each driver through that rough terrain. In this case, Dixon has made it through the first obstacle successfully. You know, Dixon is the vice president of the New Mexico Four-Wheelers Club. This next driver is Frank Whiston. He's the director of environmental affairs for the club. And he's going to take the straight-on approach right here through the water. Due to the recent rains, the water level is a little over 2 feet. Below this water, there are large rocks that the driver must cautiously maneuver through. As he goes up, he works on aligning the vehicle for a straight shot climb.
Come on. Back. Keep it turn, driver. Come on. Driver. Well, let's see what it does. It's probably going to slide, so.
This particular challenge today is compounded by the fact that we've got water and mud on the tires, which causes the vehicle to slip and can't quite get full traction as he's trying to climb up this tank trap.
All right. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Unfortunately, in this case, due to our wet tires and mud in this situation, the traction isn't what we need to go straight up the tank trap. So the driver has decided to back out and take the same route over to the left that Dixon took.
Yeah, he's back in small. No, he's not.
As you can see, it's not exactly a straight shot up. Once the driver makes it up halfway, they have to maneuver around a tiered rock shelf.
That car okay?
In order to do this, they do a series of moving forward and backing up to scale this rock path.
All right, turn down.
Now, if they cut it too much to the left,
Straighten out.
the vehicle will drop about 8 feet down into that tank trap reservoir and likely end up on its side or its top, and that would do some serious damage to the vehicles. As you see, because we still have wet tires, the vehicle slides a little bit off the rocks and toward the reservoir, and that certainly can be a hair-raising experience for some.
Is that a heat locker in there or what? Yeah. That passenger wheel wasn't turning. Okay.
But fortunately, Frank clears the rock ramp next to the dam, and he's got this one last area to confront before he hits level ground once again. You know, against my better judgment, these guys advised me to not bring my 92 Ford Fiesta. I told them I'd upgraded to 14-inch tires. I'm sure I could have made it through that stinking tank trap. But I guess I should listen to the experts in this situation. They say that suspension is just one key element for the vehicles on this trip. As they talked about earlier, this trail is rated moderate to hard and requires around 33-inch tires with a 3-inch lift kit. So before tackling this run, make sure you're well equipped also. Due to the wet and muddy conditions, all of the drivers had to take on the tank trap via the left side and the rock shelf. Well, we're going to take a quick lunch break, and while we're doing it, check out this situation here. One of the drivers has parked his wheel over one of the other drivers' wheels. This was done so precise that not a single scratch occurred to either vehicle. Hey, by the way, Please don't attempt this at home with your grandmother's Buick and your dad's Ford Fiesta. You know, we got to get that legal disclaimer out of the way right now. Well, lunch is over, and we're heading on up the canyon wash. Now check out the size of some of the rocks that we're going over. This is where the 33-inch tires come in handy. Now, surprisingly, riding in these vehicles are not near as bumpy as it looks. Also, check out the fact that we're going really slow and easy while we're driving. That's what makes for a safe passage. Well, we're making our way on up out of the canyon, but what's that? One of our drivers looks to be in a bit of a bind.
You want to try to climb backwards? Yeah, backwards.
We've got an interesting scenario going on right here on the Tank Trap Trail. As you can see, we've got a pretty good wedge going on with this Jeep, and these guys all come together and work together as a team to get this Jeep out. They all carry extra equipment with them. They've got snatch blocks, they've got toe straps, clevis pins, they've got all kinds of stuff. And we're getting ready to see if we can put this winch on this clevis pin and snatch block over here and see if we can wedge them out and get this guy free. Pretty cool situation, actually.
Hook just inside the bar.
Oh, there. Okay.
Well, this driver's finally on his way out thanks to the help of his fellow drivers. You know, this is a good time to remind you to never go out four-wheeling alone. You need to always have more than one 4x4 in your group. Not only that, but it gives you a chance to put to use some of that cool equipment all you guys carry around. You know, your snatch blocks and your winches and your pulleys and your cables. It's a good time. This was actually a way cool thing to see on this trip. Well, we're here with Mark, and as you can see, we got through that mess back there with a little help from our friends. And Mark, I got a question for you. Looks like it didn't do too bad of damage. Did a little bit here, but we got through it. And do you feel more like you do now than when you first got here?
Right, no, it was pretty good. We bent up the body armor a little bit, but that's why we spend the money on the body armor to keep things from getting too bent up and cutting up on the sheet metal of the Jeep. So had to have a little help from my friends get out of the hole there a little bit after I slid down into there, but that's all part of Jeeping.
Hey, well, it worked, and you're out, and man, it was some slick driving to get out of that thing in the first place, I got to tell you.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
All right. You know, this is where the camaraderie of the other members of a group like this counts. When you're traveling together in a group like this, you know they have your back. It's great to see a group of folks work together and help someone when they get between a rock and a hard place. Well, everyone is all gathered back up again, and we're headed back out on the trail. We're close to the exit point of this canyon, but we've got one last challenge still ahead of us. The drivers have two choices, hard or even harder. So far, Dixon has made it out taking the hard route. Let's check out how the other drivers are doing. looks like the last two drivers have opted for the other way out. You know, the even harder one. This ought to be interesting. This is Mark. He's our guy that was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I think he's looking for a little redemption here.
This guy's gonna swing one. You might wanna. Now stop the ramp over there, buddy. Use a higher gear. Back up. Use a higher gear.
Get a run at it.
Yep. Big turbo. Up against the big rock on your bumper now. You're not even going to go any further back. Yep, you're stuck.
As you can see, we've got a situation going on here that gets these guys almost vertical. So it's quite the challenge.
Go more to the right or
Throw in all this mud, and you've got a situation where you separate the men from the boys.
now it's got holes in it. If you move this big rock back here, you can back up more. Yeah, I don't mean to be a wise guy, but last time I was here with Cherokee, I'm moving Cherokee did. I don't think we can see that kind of rock roll up on it.
Some of the group are trying to put some rocks in place so that we can get a little more traction off the back axles.
I think you might be able to roll up on it and get the bumper up there. Back it up a little bit further, we can just pile dirt on top.
And there you have it. Sometimes you just need your buddies. And now for the last driver.
Bender! What I got on the right?
You're good.
He's got that boulder down there.
Purple feet. Oh, I see you talking about the big rock.
Yeah, he's gonna get this rock though.
Right at the rock.
He's gonna be.
It should just kick him right over. Keep on coming.
Got it? Okay. That right rear gonna roll up over that?
No, it should just kick
It'll
over.
push you sideways.
Oh, whoa, whoa. All right, you're through now. Come on.
You're done.
You're past it.
Yeah, the damage is done.
Well, he's navigated the wash well, but on the incline, he's so vertical that the rear spare tire carrier has caught up on a rock and he's pinned. He can't go forward or backward.
I'm sure I'm gonna need it now.
Well, looks like the other members are ready to pitch in and help him out. And he's going to get a chance to use that brand new winch he's been talking about.
Yeah, it may not be good. Can you see his hand?
Yeah. You ready? Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Drive. Keep driving. Keep driving. Keep going. Keep driving. You're gonna need it. Hang on. You got a loose winch there. Reel in the winch.
I can't see a winch.
That's okay. We got you. All right, now you got tight. Keep driving.
Again, The guys in the club who are working as spotters are relaying messages to him that are going to help him get out of this sticky situation. Sometimes you get in places where you can't even see what's going on in front of you. This is one of those cases. But with a little help from his buddies, there he is, up and out. Success once again. Well, there you have it. Another beautiful day out in the New Mexico wilderness. Hey, remember, no matter where you go, there you are. But if you got there by way of the New Mexico four-wheelers, you're going to have a much better time getting to your destination. Hey, something else, if you like what you see here, don't forget to go on www.newmexicorides.tv. When you go there, you can find extra scenes, deleted scenes. You can look at past episodes and check everything out. Also, we'd appreciate it if you'd go on Facebook and like us. While you're there, if you want, you can post your own New Mexico ride. Hey, once again, thanks for joining us for New Mexico Rides, and we'll see you next time.